Good morning, everybody. Finally getting some home work. I've been gone a month or so. When you got 15 vehicles, from semi to motorcycle that's in the garage, 57 Chevy that's in storage, 84 Blazer, 454 10-inch lift, 73 Blazer, pretty much stock, 77 Blazer right over there, 73 plow truck. We're going to shorten and put that step side bed on. There's a red Yukon over there that we're going to put on top of that wrecked Blazer chassis. You can barely see over there. Honda Accord, Escalade, Eclipse, 75 Blazer. We have a 4-door dually out in Washington. Okay, that'll be it for now. All right, got this old girl out of the snowbank and uncovered. We got new shocks for it. We got all kinds of stuff we're gonna do. I got new U-bolts for the front. Check out these guys for these awesome stickers. Look them up on Facebook or Commands Restoration's YouTube channel. Factory paint. That's the only spot of rust on this whole Blazer. Well, other than that little bit of surface stuff. Check out the build on this bad boy. I got some 14-inch wide 20s to put on here. I got to get new tires though, 37. So check it out. We're Commands Restoration's YouTube channel. I don't know where this is going to be in the video, but we're going to go ahead and start on replacing this. This seat's old. It's like bent back in a way. That's new carpet. I have the new Merrick's seat brackets, and I have back there brand new, or not brand new, but like Escalade seats from like 03, we'll say, black leather. They should match the front. Now I had to put the 1-inch body lift in, but then I found out that my roof was leaking, so we went and just painted sanded it down, pour 15, and then painted it yellow. I should have just left it black, but here we go. We're gonna get some work done on this old girl here. I really miss driving this thing. We just had a battery go bad a couple miles from the house, so we got a ride and took this out. She was pretty shaky. I took the front U-bolts off once and finger tightened them just to move them, and yeah, that's a crazy ride when that front end's just skating around. And I have the new U-bolts in the back. I think this was from DIY. I bought their plates. See them plates in there? They used to go underneath. So I didn't cut them off yet because I have to fix that drive shaft angle. So what I need to do is get it on level ground, get a degree wheel on my phone, measure the angle of the drive shaft, and then somehow find how to measure that axle, and then find out how many degrees. But we'll go ahead and get that all fixed up. But I can't wait to get this old girl running. These are the newer upgraded seats, we'll just say from an 03, and I bought them. They're kind of old and a little bit worn out, but I figured I'll see if I like them first, and then we'll go ahead and get them recovered. But then back seats are real nice. So let's go ahead and get this out, get this all cleaned out, get the old carpet ripped out. And this sucks. I made these panels back here before I put these seats in, and these seats have their own seat belts. So I took the old ones out because they looked like crap. But we're gonna go ahead and get on it. This is a start. Then we got to figure out how to patch that so we can access it.
Is that cold water?
Making some soup.
Yes.
Some Rust-Oleum soup. Cold can. Alright, we're going to paint these brackets. I got some primer here. I'm going to paint both sides. And then I got black. Those brackets make these seats go in that Blazer. That 75 looks tiny, doesn't it? So we're getting work done. Yesterday we got it kind of cleaned out. All I got left to do is take the seat out, but I got to pry up real hard on that. Finished getting body mounts in, and I got one bolt right there I got to get in. Need to get all this broken glass that sometimes somebody must have broke a window. Next thing we're going to work on is I'm going to cut this whole square. And then since it's non-structural, I'm going to just pop rivet a piece of sheet metal over it. I know everybody's going to have a fit over that, but it's not structural. All I'm doing is trying to close up the hole. Matter of fact, maybe I'll just beat most of that down and try to keep as much of that original there. I don't know what the benefit of cutting it out would be. Then I'm probably just going to stick some screws in these holes here. I don't really have much of a welder going on right now, and I don't really have the time to weld it. So I'm going to go ahead and just repair these how we can. And then that one, I don't want to weld a piece over that because I may need to access that bolt again. So I'm just going to cut it out with my grinder, and we're going to pop rivet some sheet metal over it. I think that'll fix it good. All right, on to the next. All right, we went through and primered both sides. And I'm using this stuff here. Nothing fancy. It doesn't matter if there's a little bit of dirt and dust in there, as long as they're covered 100% and don't rust in there. Nobody's really going to, see them. I was going to get them powder coated, and that could be done in the future someday. But for now, I have to get this stage of the build done. I have to get these brackets in, those seats in, finish mounting the other front seats, and my new carpet in. I have to get that done. And then I got to put my new U-bolts in the front. We're going to work on that here in a little bit. All right, both sides are painted now. Not the best, but then that's my aluminum radiator install kit. And it has missing some pieces. It doesn't have anything for those fan blades to plug into. I think I'm going to tap into that. Let me see if I can see that or not. There's a temperature right there, temperature port. I could pull that one out, put a new one in, but I got to find an adapter. So this is 454, in case anybody's wondering. It's my new aluminum radiator, electric fans. I forget where I ordered it from, but I have to find the harness. So that was what I was going to do next, that and spark plugs. These ones, as you're firing it up, you can start here and each cylinder start to kick back in as I fire it up. So we'll get her. And then the reason why I didn't put my U-bolts in the front was because I didn't have these yet and my springs are broke. So those are already loose. They've been loose at one time. You can probably see they're a little crooked. But I'm going to take those off and put these pins in, cut them off after they're tightened up, and put my new plates and U-bolts in. And we already did the back, but I got to do the grease shims. Okay, so when I bought that radiator, it come with this little tiny temp sender to put in the head. And it don't fit. It needs some other pieces, which I'll show you. And this only has one relay and one plug. There's no plugs for the fans to go into. So this is what I got when I got my radiator kit. Okay, hold on. So I temporarily misplaced this, but I did label it. Now, when you want to find something, just buy the new part and then go to put it away, and then you'll find it. So I found that, but luckily I went ahead and ordered this little kit here. This thing is awesome. The old Google was, all I was doing was talking to a friend. Next thing you know, this kit came up on my feed. So anyway, enough complaining. Now, this is the pieces that the temp sender needed. An adapter. So I think that I don't know how much of that recorded, but anyway, I think that adapter will work. And then it comes with 3 separate relays. These plugs, so I'll have to see if these fit in there. If not, I have to rewire them, it looks like. But look at that. 3 relays for this. Big, huge, heavy gauge wiring. So, and a bunch of You know, the little inline fuse there. So I'm actually going to look at the directions because I'm not a fan of electrical and fires in my Blazer. So I'm going to get this all figured out, and then I'm going to show you guys. I know everybody's more interested than the baby than the delivery, so I'm going to get on it and show you what it looks like and explain it later. But this is what I'm starting with, and I'll show you what I'm finished with. Oh, all right, I do believe I found my wandering problem.
She wiggled a little. Turn it so they could see that. Yeah.
It's crooked. It's crooked and bent, so it was loose. So we got new ones somewhere around here.
They were on your chair. Oh, right there. On your tubular.
Yep, right there. We got new center bolt springs. But no matter how I tightened them U-bolts up, I could never get it tight enough. They kept wandering all around.
You got a wire brush anywhere?
So we're putting new ones on. All right, so one thing we had to do was loosen up the U-bolts on the other side because we were jacking this up. Oh, we also got to take the shock off too. I'm going to paint it first before I put...
Shocking.
So, we got that in there, and it's real simple. And you can pull the axle forward to get the bolt. You just don't want to sketch. Woo! Okay. And I had to cut it off twice because this is a really long unit here. So now we have to push it back under and put the shim in. We got a shim.
Shim's back in there. I already put it back.
Oh, it's already in there. Okay. And you make sure, oh yeah, there you go. And you got to make sure, for one, that the old, you never know what's been done in the past to these things. This little bad boy was still in there. Dakota dug it out.
The original. Maybe the original. It was in there though.
You can see, I don't know if you can see it through the picture, but there's a hole down there.
Right here.
Yeah, and this was in there still. So how can two things fit in one hole? Oh no, that's not a good question. Okay, make sure you put the wedge in so the tips. All right, so a couple things I'm doing here I'd like to share. Vice grip the springs together as much as you can. I ground that off with a cut-off disc, and we're going to punch it through, but I'm going to try to punch it through and then feed the bolt back up through the bottom, pushing the punch out, so that way we don't disturb these leaf spring packs. I think I'm getting it done, but it's just a lot of things going on, so maybe I'll explain it at the end of the video. We're getting it done though. Alright, I'm pretty sure these old worn out shocks, I accidentally found out, I think were topped out. There's one of them left. I got one more bolt to take off on that. I got new shocks for it. But she is sitting higher, which I cannot believe it. I mean, she just looks perfect. Perfect stance, perfect. The axles are straight now. They're not crooked in there. We did a lot of work back here. I replaced that center bolt. I replaced these because these used to face upwards and they'd catch fluid in the bottom. I'm just going to go ahead and rattle can them. And look at that drive shaft angle now. You can see there's a, let's see, let me look through my phone. There's a 6-degree wedge in there. And now that pin, that's almost straight. So you can see the axle's tipping up quite a bit. But I haven't taken her for a ride yet. I still got to hook up the cooling fans. I got all this done, and I got this wiring to do. Then I got spark plugs to change, but I got new valve covers already. I got a new intake. I got a throttle body set up to put on here. I just have to finish up stages. So the suspension, I'll see when my son gets home if he'll put my shocks on for me. If not, I'll put them on. Then the suspension's done for now, this stage. Later to come, coil over 4 links, I think. I got to decide if I want to. I mean, I could take all this back out, put it stock, but with this factory paint on here, I'm not sure if I want to go cutting things up yet. But this is the 454, my K5 Blazer. I'm gonna go ahead and do probably the wiring for the fans. What I'm doing is breaking it down piece by piece and saying, okay, what do I need to drive it? Well, to drive it safely, I had to get these U-bolts replaced. We did the fronts too, and the center bolts. But the thing was that 60-degree shim was in here, so that's where I got it from. And I don't know that that's supposed to have one. I still got to do some homework on it. This is an 8-inch suspension lift with the 1-inch head things back there. But I'm sure that axle wasn't meant to be tipped. So I don't know why the back had none and the front had 6 degrees. So that could have been my problem too. We were all over the road. Everybody's driven it. My wife, my kids, my daughter, my son. Everybody's driven it, and it's like a death trap. They're afraid to drive it. So here we go. We're going on to wiring up the engine fan.